Well, Americans seeing bigger tax refunds this year thanks to the Big Beautiful Act, but the Federal Reserve is still pointing to higher prices hitting Americans. Joining me now, real estate broker and Corcoran Group team lead Kirsten Jordan and Prairie Operating Company Market Strategy EVP and Fox Business contributor Lou Bassanese. Lou, I want to get your reaction first to these stubborn prices that we're seeing across the country and the impact on the market.
Yeah, I think Americans' affordability, you said it, is the buzzword of the day, getting into midterms, and we need to see relief on that. And unfortunately, with what's going on with the war in Iran, I don't think it's immediately coming. So there has to be other measures, which I think the administration is wise to be doing. They're finding ways to get bigger tax refunds to people. They're finding ways to intervene in the housing market to get interest rates down. I think it's an all-hands approach, all hands on deck, and you have to throw everything at it because the housing market is a little stuck in certain areas, and Americans feel like they're priced out of it.
Right, and they have been. And Kirsten, we just heard from William Pulte, the director, talking about this whole of government approach, in particular in new home construction, pulling those regulations away to get new homes built. I mean, the morass of red tape in some of these communities is unbelievable. What are you seeing out there? What's your reaction to the things you heard from him?
The reality is we do definitely need to see that red tape come back. As we saw what they did in California, in Palisades after the wildfires, was they actually set up temporary Department of Buildings, like tents, so people were able to get the permits approved so that they could start actually rebuilding. When you have that much building that needs to happen, you have to think that way. And right now, if we can't get regulation to slow down a little bit with what they're asking from developers and from builders, or even just the general public who just need to add on to their home, because that's the only way that they can actually stay there, unless they want to jump back into the housing market with these higher rates and try to afford a regular home.
Well, you mentioned California and the Palisades issue, the permitting issue for those residents. Higher prices and regulations have really fueled an exodus out of these blue states. We've been watching this happen for a while. That put the squeeze on lower cost states. Kirsten, what are you hearing about that trend? Because it seems to be accelerating recently. You had Uber co-founder, one of the Uber co-founders moving to Texas. The company's saying they want to get out of these high-tax blue states, but that affects the real estate market.
Oh, it absolutely, except it affects so much of the market, mainly because everybody's looking at their bottom line. We have this affordability issue, and the only place to cut is maybe I can take home a little bit more money. And where do I go to do that? I go to Texas, I go to Florida, and generally we're still seeing states like that where people are saying, I can live there and then I can fly to my meetings, or I can, potentially be here 2 or 3 weeks a month, and then I'll just fly where I need to be to do my job.
And remote working certainly has become the big trend, in particular on Wall Street and with many companies. At the same time, Lou, though, when you've got the average median home price at $398,000, that's a problem, because in particular, if wages aren't keeping up, or in a red state,
yes,
where wages are lower, that takes the affordability question off the table for a lot of these buyers.
There's a definite imbalance. I mean, if you look at where prices come, take Florida, for example, 6-7 years ago, the median home price was around $240,000, and now it's above $400,000. So that pushes that out of affordability for many people, which is why I think the president and Director Pulte is right. They're focusing so much on interest rates because that is the easier, immediate way to bring prices down so that more Americans can get into homes, and then start focusing on the longer-term, medium-term structural problems like regulation that gets in the way of building starter homes. I mean, that's the big missing gap in the American real estate market. Is only 30%, only 10% of homes or less are starter homes under 1,400 square feet.
Yeah, no, and that's the supply issue that we talk about so much when we bring up the issue of housing. Kirsten, Lou, we're going to see you again later on in the show.